this pattern paper to illustrate on how to cut a corset back. So we'll just draft a normal basic body with this pattern. So that's the first step to take. So I'll just draw a straight line to indicate the starting point. This will be like a tube corset, but for easier understanding and because of beginners, I want to start with a basic body pattern. Okay, so from this point I'll mark my half length, which is 14 inches plus 1.5 inches seam allowance, making it 15.5. So I'll roll this out. Okay. So I'll just trim off the excesses. So mind you, this is a back corset, so this is the back of the dress. Then I'll mark my zipper allowance here, which will be 2 inches, and I'll draw a straight line. For the zipper allowance. So from that zipper allowance, I'll mark 7 inches. And I'll come down by 1 inch for shoulder slope. Then 3 inches along the neckline. Then I'll connect the lines together. So from this point, I'll mark my armhole, which is 7.5, 15 inches divided by 2. Connect the line to. I won't be needing all these parts, but I'm just showing you all these for easier understanding. So I'll just give my armhole curve. Create my armhole curve. So for my bust measurements is 34 inches divided by 4 is 8.4. Plus seam allowance 2 inches. Waist measurements for my half length, under bust 12 inches, half length 14 inches. So on these lines, I'll take my waist measurements. This is just a normal basic pattern, please. So I'll insert my waist measurement with 8 inches divided by 4, 7 inches, plus 2 inches seam allowance. So I'll take the waist measurement to here, 28 inches divided by 4, 7 inches, plus seam allowance 2 inches. So I'll just connect the lines with my ruler. So this is what I'm having. So since this will be an off-shoulder top, the back will be laced, but it will be a tube laced back. So I'll just connect minus 5 inches from this upper part, which is this area, to create an off-shoulder. So I'll just place my tape from the starting line and mark 5 inches. I'll come down by 5 inches. You can choose to make your back lower than this, but I'm okay with 5 inches. Then I'll connect the line to my armhole. Just connect it straight like this. So I'll be cutting this side off to create a tube. We're working on the tube alone, so we'll be needing this part. I'll also cut out the armhole. Okay, so this is what we'll be working with. I'm just trimming out the excesses I have. So on this zipper part, which is the main focus of this tutorial, we'll create the space we'll be needing for our lace back. If you want it wider, you add extra inches, then you trim it off, you cut it off. I'll be using 3.5 inches, but if you want it wider than this, you can make it 4 inches. So this space we are having now will be for our corset laced back. So I'll mark 3.5 inches down to the chest line. Okay, so this space will be where our corset back is going to rest. So I'll just connect this in a straight line. So I'll be trimming this part off because we won't be needing this. We'll be replacing it to lace back, a loop. So this a kind of loop will be at this side like this. So we won't be needing this part. So I'll just trim this off. Remember, if you want it wider than this, some corsets, you see that the back is extremely wide. So you can use like 4 inches. And if you don't want it wide, and if you want it a kind of slanty, then you mark 3.5 inches from this upper part. As you're coming down, you'll be reducing it. Then this lower part, you can use like 2 inches. Then you connect it in a slanty form. You connect it in a slanty form, but mine will be straight. You just connect it in a slanty form. Because some corsets are wider at the upper part, then they get slimmer at the lower part. So it will be in a slanty form like this, forming a kind of V. So if you want it that way, then you reduce the measurement as you are going down. But I want it straight, so I won't be needing it that way. So this is what I'll be working with. So I'll just place this pattern on my fabric and cut out same piece. Then we'll go to the next point. I'll just fold it into two like this. Then I'll just place a piece on it and cut it out. Okay, so I'll open up this area. Okay, so remember so this is what we have. So I'll cut out lining same way I just cut this out. I'll just place my lining and cut it out like this. So I just cut out the back part, the lining for it. So this is it. This is how it will be like. So for the lace area, that's the rope we're going to use for the lace and how we're going to fix it. You cut, you fold like this and like this. You just fold it and match on it, very tiny. You cut two of this piece, the one you use for the loop and the one you use for the rope to lace the back. Okay, for the space where you create your loop, I'll mark ½ inch here and create a straight line. This is where I'll be fixing the loop. After I must have folded this like this, this is where I'll fix it. On this line is where I'm going to fix it. Let me just draw out the line first. You draw ½ inch on both sides. Then on this side you also mark ½ inch. Whatever you do for the right hand side, you have to make same line for the left hand side. Okay, so you mark ½ inch on both sides like this. Then you create two pieces 1 inch long, depending on how lengthy you want the rope to fall. This is a dress, so I will still have to join the half length. You can see this is about 1 yard and 10 inches long. I'll still have to, like, if it's not enough, I'll join it, but I think this is fine. Then this other one, I'll be folding it up. I'll fold the two up, but one of it I'll cut it. I'll be using 3 inches for each loop. The loop is the hole which the rope is going to pass through. So I'll just fold it like this and sew on it. So I'll just do just that with my machine now. fold it to the end of the rope, fold the both of them, then we'll get back to the business of the day. Okay, after marking it like this, I've joined my rope. Remember, I marked 1 inch and I showed you guys on how I'll I sewed it. So what we'll be doing next is to like mark the distance between each loop. That's the hole where the rope is going to pass through. So I want it to be like start from like half inch downward. So I'll mark half inch here to start from this half inch. So from this half inch now, I'll mark 1.5 inches space each. 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and it's 1.5 here. So this same marking, you make sure it tally with the right hand side. So I'll do same thing here. I'll come down by half inch, come down by half inch here. Then I'll mark 1.5. It has to tally, please. 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and 1.5. So this is how it's going to be. So I'll cut this rope. Cut the rope 2.5 inches long for each of the loops. That's 2.5 inches. We're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's total of 14 of these I'll be cutting. That's 2.5 inches in 14 places for both the right and the left hand side. 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches. So I'll just use this one to cut the rest. 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches. So I just cut out 14 of these, all 2.5 inches long. So what we'll be doing is, since we are still going to line this, that's why we left at about half inch for the lining to use to turn our lining. So I'll just fold this into two like this, placing it, the edges will face inward like this, or place it on the line, on the half inch line, and sew just like this. You just place it this way like this, you leave half inch upward, then you place the second one. You can pin it up before sewing. You just place it this way on the line, place it on the line this way. Maybe you have, make them equal like this. You place it same way till the end. You do same thing for the right hand side. You just fold into two and place on the line we marked, the half inch line we marked, just like this. The folded area will fold, we face the bodies of the clothes, something like this. You just see the way I placed it on the chalk. So we'll sew on the line, on this line we marked out, this half inch line. You sew it, you match it on it before you use your lining to flip it over. So I'll do just that. I believe that's clear enough. Then I'll show you how you attach it to the lower part of the dress. Okay, this is it. I decided not to add at this lower part. You could recall we added 1.5 inches seam allowance while cutting it. So I said I will not add to this part because of the attaching of the, because we have to attach it to the dress. So I left this part. If I should attach it to the dress, what we'll be having here will be less than 1.5 inches. So I left it that way. So what we'll be doing now is to line the corset back. So you just have to place your lining on it like this. Place it like this, then you just sew on it, sew on the side and the neckline area, that's this upper part, you sew on it as well. Then you also do same thing for this other side. You just line it like this. So that's it. So I'll just line it now and I'll show you how to fix the rope on it and how to attach it to the lower part of the dress. Okay, I've turned them both with my lining. As you can see, it's looking very neat. So what I'll be doing now is to attach it to the lower part. This is just a normal basic pattern for cutting skirts. I'll drop a link on how to cut the lower part. This is just the back part. So I will take the left side and place on this other side and join it together before fixing my rope. So you join these together like this. For the lower part now, what we'll be doing here, we'll be using like 1.5 inches for zip. Then this other part now, I'll loose up my lining a little bit and turn it up to, like, remember we removed 3.5 inches, so plus 1.5 inches zipper allowance. So I'll just sew it up like this and turn it to up with the remaining space. I'll be sewing 4.5 inches. You'll be turning up the upper part of your dress with 4.5 inches because of the opening. Then I will fix one more loop here to make it together. So that's what I will just do here. Okay, so you can see what I did here. I measured the length the upper part, which is the lace part, was going to take. Then I turned over only this area which will be left open. So I'll be doing same thing for this second side. So you can see I only turned from this point to this point, which is 4.5 inches, leaving here open because this is the place I used to bring it out, because I've turned the rest part of the skirt area of my dress. You can see how it is. So I have to just turn here alone. So this side that is open now, I'll just bring the second side of my back, right side facing each other like this, and I'll sew. I'll just place it on it like this and sew, make a straight stitch. Then I'll fix my zip using 1.5 inches, leaving this area open. So that's all. So this is how it's going to look like. But if you don't want your back to be this exposed, you can cut out another piece like this and place it inside. You can line this piece separately, then you place it inside this way. That's if you don't want the back to be very exposed. Then you join it at the side area, you turn it over with the upper part like this. You just cut same thing with the up one like this. You cut it this way like this, then you turn it over. You turn the upper part of this one, you join it together, join it here, you match it on the zipper part. That's optional. You can just put it away like this, then shaping your dress. You just cut same piece. If you don't want your back to be exposed, then you join everything together with the lower part. That's if you don't want the back to be exposed. So that's how it will be like. But for this, my client wants her back to be very exposed. So what we'll be doing now is to fix our rope to make the lace. So you put it inside one of the loop like this, and you pass the other one through like this. So you just intersect them like this and like this. You just keep on taking them, crossing them over. So this is how the back is going to look like. Very beautiful. So this is all for the back. This is how it looks like. Like I said, if you want your back to be covered, you have to cut another inner facing for it to fix it inward. Or you can just as well measure the distance between the both corsets. You measure the distance here, then you cut out a piece of that distance, then you turn it over and place it, match it on one side of the corset. That's one side, you match it on one side so that you can bring it out and take it in, something like this. Okay, cut something like this which is of same length with the half length. Then you place it one side like this, place it one side, you just fold it and place it one side at the center part to cover up the back area. This is just optional, I'm just showing you this, it's optional, so that you can as well push it to this area like this and you can as well cover it back. But you have to double this, fold it into two and double it, then you just sew. After doubling it, you sew on one side of it so that you can be able to bring it out and push it in. So that's all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you like this tutorial, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye, see you in my next video.